Welcome back to another pre-market outlook video. What we do in these videos, if you are new, is we take two charts in any market and we help you organize and set yourself up for the week. So be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on all our future pre-market videos. And of course, we're also trying to gain some feedback to see if you guys like this sort of stuff. If you do, take a second to smack that like button, as it will truly help if you want us to keep doing these videos. Well, let's get started right after this. Now the chart that we have up here right now is gold. We're just minutes away from the close for the week on Friday, so we're going to set you up for next week. And what we're going to do is try and organize these candlesticks so it kind of makes a little bit more sense. There's not a whole lot going on here on this 15-minute, but you can see this massive big sort of dip that we had that really drilled down here in the market. Now if we go out to a higher time frame here, we're going to go out to let's just say a 60-minute, we can start to see, and we'll confirm this, but we can start to see this is almost like a big channel coming down here, and this wick seems to be our one outlier where we get a sudden move down. I'm wanting to go out here just to look at this on a 4-hour and possibly even a daily. You can start to see some resistance up here in our daily. Okay, so we're probably looking at support, at least our first sort of level of support being down around this area that we might hit. This is a daily, so this might seem more like a weekly support, something that's probably longer term. These two areas, I mean, definitely good to see that there's two of them there. We might want to split our trades up depending on how we want to weight them. Maybe weight half of it here, half of it lower. In case we do that low, we're essentially looking for that one reversal. So what we're wanting to do at least is let's focus on this being the daily chart. We're not going to trade on daily. We're going to go down. I'm going to bring my resistance up even higher. Now we're not going to be using resistance that much, but that's what I would be drawing in. If you haven't seen our support resistance video, if you want to know how to do this, very easy, check it out. Anyways, let's go down to a 4-hour again, and I'm going to load up a little bit more data so that we can see things. Let's try 3,000. That should be enough. I'm wanting to see where that last low was. There it is. Right? So you can start to see where we're looking now. If this isn't a channel and we see price coming down, let me go down to a 60-minute. Okay, you can start to see it's a little bit more obvious. You know, support seems to be around that level, which is kind of lining up with where our support would be if we're looking at it from a range point of view. So if price was to continue to fall down here, that would be something that you might want to focus on, sticking within that channel, or at least getting near the end of support there at about 111.70. So if we got down, there, we might want to focus on where our patterns are. Now if you've been in our webinars, you'll already know what pattern we're looking for and what we're wanting to see at least. But you can keep your eyes out for that. If you are not in our webinars, you should get in them, but if not, by all means, just focus on this area. And I don't know if you trade patterns or how you might trade, but definitely is a more of an interesting area the deeper we fall. So it's going to be interesting next week to see if we either poke through this channel or if we continue to go down. No one has any idea which way it's going to go, but we'll see. If it happens that price kind of comes down, then we'll know what we need to do. If it goes up, we'll know that, you know, this sort of low that we put in here, which is not totally common being a V shape. Usually we see almost like range bounds, which is why I'm thinking this is probably going to come down a little bit lower here before we pop back up. But if we do see it pop back up, we know it's kind of gone, and we're not going to try and run and catch it. But from organizing our charts and trying to figure out what we're going to expect to see next week, we would expect price to go down. Now I'm going to load up one indicator, and this is called Sonar. Let me load this up and you'll kind of see. So right now, Sonar is telling us, at least for the next sort of week ahead, that we're likely see some choppy action, but we're not really going to be seeing anything too directional. So that might help at least guide your expectations on how soon we might see price fall. Not to say that this can't change as time kind of goes on. If you haven't seen our videos on Stoner, by all means watch them, and you'll know a better idea of how it works. This is not a moving average by any means. We're actually looking at using passive sort of sonar techniques to aim into the future to see what we might be able to expect in the way of frequency waves. But anyways, yeah, looking at probably closer to that 180 mark, going down to about what's that, 1165, somewhere around there, 1165, 1180, yeah, give or take. And that's probably it for gold. All right, let's go on to the NQ. This is a NASDAQ 100. Trying to organize our charts here, and I've kind of already pre-drawn in this channel. The reason why I did that is because, like support resistance, our area of support resistance in channel is also a range. It's not going to be one single number. So you see how we have these lows that are coming outside the channel, and same with resistance. Okay, we're going to draw another level slightly above it so that we know the area that we're expecting it to happen in. Now if I just make this a different color, you'll probably see it a little bit more obviously. There we go. Okay, so that's going to be my area of resistance. And then if I'm doing the same for support, I'm just going to copy and paste that, bring that down and adjust it so that these wicks are going to be kind of included. So you can see that if this is my low right about here, I would expect that this might actually hold. So we're in a do or die moment here to see if this channel is going to continue or if we're going to expect a pullback. And that's going to be important to watch next week, you know, whether or not we actually poke through, or if this wick, that small little wick, I don't know if you can see it, is actually going to be an indication that price could reverse. Okay, and actually see a higher high. If you start going down to some 15-minute time frames, you might start seeing some other patterns, but definitely from the 4-hour point of view, this looks like it's at the point where it's either going to reverse or it's going to head down. Now you can toss Stoner on if you have it, and you can probably figure out that the answer to that question, or at least add a little bit more probability or consistency on the weight of that decision. But you should be able to at least have a clearer idea of what you're looking for on the NQ now going into next week. If there are any charts that you want me to look at for next week, feel free to type them in, or any questions that you might have. Otherwise, be sure to check out our pre-market video for the FX markets and a couple charts that we've looked at and organized for you. And we'll see you guys in the next video.